Can't get your film on the big four distribution platforms in Africa? Netflix, Amazon, Showmax, or DSTV? Are you a filmmaker or content creator struggling to make money from your work? Do you have hundreds of thousands of followers or subscribers but still feel broke? The frustration. Why keep waiting for the next advertising gig? Why wait for these companies to pay you cents for your views while your audience and influence grow every single day? It's time to take control. Instead of settling for a once-off exclusive deal, why not earn royalties? Why not build an income stream that pays you not once, but every single month? Stop waiting for permission. Start getting paid for what's already yours. Your followers, your subscribers, your creativity. The future of film and content distribution is here. At Mzansiwood Films and Distribution, all your problems are solved. Submit, distribute, get paid. Wake up.
Calling on all filmmakers, content creators in Africa and the African diaspora. October 24, 2025, 6 p.m. Johannesburg time, 12 noon USA EST. Mzansiwood Films and Distribution Pty Limited and H2N TV Studios LLC will be conducting a Zoom workshop titled Monetization Solutions for Filmmakers and Content Creators. We will be addressing the gatekeepers that shut the doors on filmmakers and content creators of African descent and providing tangible solutions. Simple as that. It's time we stop accepting crumbs, no royalties, and rejections. Make sure you attend this important workshop. To register, go to www.mzansiwoodfilms.com. Click on the Register Here button.
Okay, so today we're going to be discussing monetization solutions for content creators, filmmakers, and creatives. Again, today's Zoom is going to be about monetization solutions for content creators and filmmakers and creatives. And me and Smega Nathi is going to be presenting, and just buckle up and take notes if you need to take notes to report that to everybody that you may be attending the meeting for that couldn't make it. All right. So the meeting, and if you've seen the advertisement that we sent out in the email blast and on social media, is Mzansiwood Films and Distribution in collaboration with H2N Studios, H2N TV. All right. So the founders of Mzansiwood Films and Distribution is, as you already seen on the panel, Smega Nathi, Nkosi Nathi, Nkosi. I just call him Smega Nathi. And I'm gonna let Smega give everybody a brief intro about himself, and then I'm gonna go ahead with my intro, and then we're gonna keep it going. So Smega, if you would do the pleasure of letting people know who you are and where you're based at and the things that you've been doing in the film and cinematography editing industry.
Thank you so much, my king. Yes, my name is Nkosi Nathi Nkosi, as I said, and I go by the stage name Smega Nathi. My professions, I'm a hip-hop rapper, I'm a songwriter, actor, video editor, cinematographer, entrepreneur. My origin, I'm from Mpumalanga, KwaNdebele, and right now I'm currently in Centurion in Gauteng, South Africa. Yes, I come from a musical background. My father was a musician, my grandfather was a musician, and also I'm a musician. So to cut the story short, I started filming at the age of 16. So I started using a phone, not knowing that one day I would become a professional videographer and a cinematographer. So yeah, my story is nice because of I live my vision, I live my passion, you know, it's my dream. Content creation is my forte. I'm a editor, and that's my specialty when it comes to cinematography and filmmaking. My specialty is editing and production design. And yes, I am a co-founder of Mzansiwood as a COO. And yes, right now I'm so happy to be part of such a wonderful, remarkable company that will change creatives and content creators out there, their lives from being broke to have something in their pocket. I thank you.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Mega. Okay. My name is Ronald Dalton Jr. A lot of people in America, even over here in Africa, also know me as the creator of the Hebrews to Negroes books and movies. I'm a filmmaker, author, historian, public speaker, married father of 9 children. I've been making films since 2018. Well, prior to that, 2018 was when I released my first film on Amazon. Also distributed the second film on Amazon, and then a lot of the other films that I produced, uh, Amazon rejected, and I had difficulties getting films on different platforms in America, such as Netflix and Voodoo, and at the time they had Redbox, and so yeah, so there's a lot of things that are challenges to filmmakers in America and Africa, and this is the reason why we're having this Zoom meeting today, because as a filmmaker, distribution is very, very important. It's the key thing as a filmmaker is getting your film distributed. All right, so what do you do when your film or content is rejected by current video distribution platforms? Is there any gatekeeping for filmmakers in Africa? And the answer is yes. Even in America, in the Caribbean, there is gatekeepers for filmmakers, including filmmakers of African descent. And these are all realities that we have to understand exist. And instead of dealing with it, there is solutions. There is solutions that we can do. All right, so the current problem is there is nowhere to distribute your films, meaning that when people are making films, they have to have somewhere they can distribute their films. If there is nowhere you can get your films on in terms of a platform, then how can you monetize or make money off your film? Two, you apply for distribution or submit your film for distribution, but you cannot get it approved. You get denied. Number three, you do get approved for distribution and monetization, but the offer is not worth it because the payment is very low. So you can get your film on Netflix. You can tell everybody that my film's on Netflix, but once you paid off everybody, you're still left with no money and therefore you are broke. And I've met people that have made films and got their films on Netflix, and Netflix approved their films, gave them an offer, but the offer was too low and they decided not to take it. So whether you take it or not, if the offer is too low, then how can you make a profit? Number four, when you are dealing with platforms like Amazon, Netflix, and Showmax, you have to look at the contract. Many times with Showmax and Netflix, you only get a once-off payment with no royalties. When you have no royalties, it makes it difficult to fund the production of other films or content because what you're left with is the money that you have to use for the production costs to make the film. And then what you have left over is your profit. Now, in the instance of Netflix footing the bill for your film, then that's a different story. And the contract is different because now they are spending the money to produce the film. It's not you doing all the work, and then you are hoping that they accept your film for distribution. So currently, as it stands, the dependency on the status quo system, meaning the system we've always been using and think that's the only way, is basically accepting many rejections, giving bad deals by the distribution companies, getting paid crumbs or not making any money. And this is insanity. Why is it insanity? Because if we keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, when looking at the major distribution platforms in the world, even Africa, Netflix, Amazon, and Showmax, and we are constantly getting rejections, we're constantly getting low deals, low cash payments, we're getting breadcrumbs, all these things. This is just the same thing over and over again, year after year after year after year. No different results, no money being made. We have to make a change. Is there an alternative to the old way? Yes, it is. And the reason why there's an alternative to the old, because we have to look at the time we're living in right now. The technology does exist to have your own distribution platform. But for a long period of time, even to this day, many people believe that the only way they can make money on their films is Netflix, Showmax, and Amazon Prime Video, or cable television like DSTV or Comcast. But we all know the reality is that the majority of filmmakers that submit their films, they have a quality control guideline where they look at your film for technical requirements that have to be met and content guidelines have to be followed. So if you don't meet the technical requirements just to submit to Netflix, and in addition to that, if you don't meet the content guidelines or something in the content that they're not happy with, that they don't want to show, that they're not going to put on their platform, then they're going to deny you. You can ask questions on why you denied me, but they don't have to give you a specific answer. I've been through this, been there, done that. So when all the major platforms have denied your films, when the social media platforms do not pay African content creators like they do American content creators, when you are tired of being broke, what is the point of picking up a camera? Is dependency holding you back? For a lot of us, it is. We need a plan B at this moment. When looking at the African creator economy in 2025, the market size equates to $5.1 billion. Now, if you look at the market share percentage by platform type alone, you'll see with the dark blue, not the darkest blue, but the dark blue for video is 32.4%. And then you have below that, you have audio, and then you have gaming. So in Africa, the video platform sector is making billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. Think about that. Why is Africa leading these numbers in terms of billions of dollars from the African creator economy market? Well, they're doing meetings all throughout the world talking about Africa is the future, and Africa's content creators or creative industries is the future. So all these companies now are looking to Africa to see how they can make money off of Africa's content creation and films. Yes, and actor Boris Kojo actually sat down on a panel discussion, was talking about this. This is exactly what we are talking about today, because the time is now that we need to gain control back of our content.
The world's youth being in Africa by 2030, 40% of the world's youth. That means content creators and content consumers. So that's an ongoing cycle that keeps growing, because content creators, the creative economy is, the creator economy is huge. over 40 million creators in Africa, creating everything from YouTube videos, short form, gaming. That's all taking place in Africa. Now the key is, like he said, like everybody said, the key is that we have to get used to exporting our goods and services, not our talent. We got to keep the talent at home. We got to keep exporting the goods and services that we create and we have ownership of. So those models need to change. You can't produce movies for $50 million, $100 million and expect to make money for investors. It doesn't work. With all the streamers out there, with TV ratings going down, you have to adapt to a new model that services content consumption the way it was meant to be. You have to meet the consumer where they are now, not 30 years ago. And some of those numbers are staggering. People say the industry is dying. The model is dying. It's not the industry. Content demand is skyrocketing. Streamers, networks spend over $250 billion in acquiring and producing content right now. And Africa has a substantial part of that. Everything is going to move to Africa. If you don't invest now, in 3 to 5 years, it's too late.
All right, so Africa is on the target for filmmakers and content creators in the distribution platforms, the social media networks that we use. Africa has a high population of young people. The largest percentage is under 25 years old. And with internet and smartphone access, it means that more people are penetrating using the internet, and because they have smartphones and other devices, it makes it more easier for people to become online content creators, which then can segue into making films as you learn how to use a camera and editing programs. So the digital transformation shift for the youth is now shifting to online platforms to create opportunities for young people in Africa to build sustainable careers as content creators and filmmakers. This is where things are headed right now. Now, despite the growth, African creators face challenges, including low monetization rates, over half earning less than $60 a month, inconsistent advertising rates, and a lack of structured support systems. Most creators rely on selling digital services and physical products from advertising gigs, with a smaller portion earning money from ad revenue. Now, we should not only rely on, am I going to get an advertising gig from a company to promote and advertise a product? Because these can come 1 minute and then they can dry up the next minute. That's not consistent income. But many people in the African continent are transitioning from content creation as a side hustle, as a hobby, as something they do on the side, into a full-time career, launching their own brands and businesses. But here's the problem. I'm gonna break it down. In terms of content creation, we have to look at how are we getting paid for our content. Content creation demands the mastery of multiple skills, including photography, videography, video editing, copywriting, social media management, SEO optimization, and trend analysis, often managed single-handedly without support teams. Monetization remains challenging, with 54% of creators earning less than $60 a month or 1,000 rands a month. YouTube emerges as the most lucrative platform right now for many content creators, with successful creators like Ghana's Wole Maya making an monthly average earning of $30,000, $50,000 US dollars a month. However, everybody does not have his type of followers of over 1 million subscribers. Everybody doesn't have that. And the engagement of each video he does, people are not getting the high numbers that he gets. So Africa's lower cost per thousand impression rates limit revenue potential compared to the West, like in America. And you'll see that he actually has a degree in aeronautical engineering from China, but he is making more money than he would make as an aeronautical engineer than what he's doing right now in content creation for years now. One of the things too, we have to realize that for a long time before we had streaming, we had cable and satellite TV, where you would subscribe to have a set number of channels. You pay the monthly fee, and on DSTV, you had access to these channels. However, when you get content on TV or satellite TV, there are no royalties. So you get one-time payment, then you're done. If you don't get any more gigs to put on TV, then essentially you don't have income coming in unless you generate that money that you made from that one-time payment into a business.
It's just a quick question. I saw recently Zanti Magic is celebrating their 15-year. So your show was back on. It's also on
They're playing it on repeats, like for days. More and more and more love. It's being repeated for days, yes?
So are you getting paid for that?
Not a shit fuck.
Oh, no royalties?
You don't get royalties on television, guys. This is the biggest fight. I mean, Carol Bauer tried.
Oh, yes. Remember, Cyril's not signing. Our president has got
she's not signing
bill
off
on his table.
Why do you think that, for example, the guys from Mzansiwood are the most highest watched television show in the history of black television? Those guys are dying poor. The other guy, bro,
as far as I'm concerned, that's like robbery, bro. That's a shame.
Capital card.
He came out, the capital card. Charles saying that he needs money.
Yeah, he showed us his
So
bank
understand
account,
this,
bro.
guys. And don't forget that my show is being repeated on Mzansiwood. Where does Mzansiwood play? Throughout Africa. Throughout the entire space of Africa.
And
my show, You Got God, right, was 200 million eyes. But I only got paid a South African paycheck. I never got an Ashton Kutcher paycheck, but I replaced Ashton Kutcher's show. You understand? Yeah. Punk'd was replaced by You Got God internationally.
Yeah, that was a dope show, The Price.
You understand? So it comes to show that companies like MultiChoice, like whatever, when they go through the shit, people like ourselves don't give a fuck.
Now, what he's saying is true and is insulting. 200 million people saw his content, but he only got a one-time payment, no royalties. 200 million eyeballs. Now, something is wrong with that picture because the way things are now, when you look at, for instance, Amazon Prime Video pays 1 cent per hour stream, or this is the equivalent of 17 cents or 17 rands or 0.17 rands, not even 1 rand. Not even 1 rand, it's 0.17 rands for every hour that is streamed. Somebody streams on Amazon. So if you have a 1.5 hour long movie, a 90-minute movie, you're only going to generate not even 1 rand. Not even 1 rand. So you have to have 1 million people. If you have 1 million people stream a 90-minute film, Amazon's going to pay you $15,000 US or 260,000 rands. 1 million eyeballs, $15,000. He just said 200 million people eyeballs looked at the content that he did. But remember, when you control distribution and you have your own distribution platform, and you say rent your film for $9.99 or 173 rands, and 1 million people watch it, that's the equivalent of 10 million US dollars, so 173 million rands. Even if you decided to rent your movie for $5.99 or $4.99 times 1 million people, you can do the math and see that it's way more money than what you're gonna get with these platforms like Amazon, Netflix, and Showmax. So would you rather take a once-off check from Netflix for $500,000 or 8.6 million rands, or would you rather take $10 million, which is 173 million rands? When you control distribution, then they can't rob you no more of the money that's owed to you. So in case you believe that I'm making this up, this is the actual rate card for Amazon. So as a filmmaker trying to get your film on Amazon Prime Video, you're only going to get paid 1 cent per hour viewed. 1 cent per hour viewed, which means you got to have millions and millions of views consistently on a monthly basis to get any type of significant royalties or paycheck. Social media is the biggest form of advertisement and marketing. Social media has birthed stars throughout the world. Stars are born, many of them are born through social media. This is the way things are now. Cardi B started off as a social media influencer and reality TV star. Now she is the second highest grossing female rapper of all time. But she started off on a reality TV show in America called Love and Hip Hop on the channel VH1. Now, regardless if many of these rappers today started off as a social media star, we know that social media stars today can make a lot of money. I'm going to prove it to you. But we have South African, Ghanaian, Nigerian, Botswana, we got all types of people that are on social media that have a lot of followers. Filmmakers are on social media, actors. They have hundreds to thousands, if not millions of followers on their YouTube channel, their X, Twitter, Facebook, Meta, TikTok, and Twitter. But there are differences on how American content creators get paid versus African content creators. Why? And they're not going to tell you why, but it's not fair, and we know that it exists. So if you have 500,000, 800,000, a million subscribers and followers on social media, why not use your followers and subscribers to make some real money? Social media is by far the largest marketing advertising tool due to its massive reach, sophisticated targeting, and high consumer engagement. Anybody that knows films knows that the key to making millions of dollars is marketing, advertising, and distribution. You got to have the distribution first, then you can say, okay, my film is on Netflix. My film, you can catch it on Showmax. My film is premiering January the 1st on Amazon. You got to have distribution before anything can even happen. You can't advertise a film that is nowhere to be found. That's logic. It's common logic, critical thinking. You cannot advertise a film unless you have a place that you're going to tell people this is where you can go to stream it. You can rent it, you can buy it. Yes. So distribution is always going to be the gate that we have to pass. Is there any proof of this? I'm going to show you a proof from my own personal experience. Now, as a filmmaker, we do our best to market and advertise our films. We're doing street, passing out flyers on the street, in stores and businesses, on our own social media platforms. We do everything we can. But when you have people that have a lot of followers and they just simply like your content, they like your product, they like your service, they like your movie, and they can catapult and get more eyeballs to see what you are selling or providing. Now, Kyrie Irving is an NBA basketball player in America. He has 20 million followers on Instagram. He has almost 5 million followers on Twitter. It makes no sense for someone to have 100,000, 500,000, 1 million followers or subscribers worldwide on social media and be broke. It makes no sense because you should be promoting a product, a service, or a digital streaming platform where your people can pay to see you or your content. This is possible now with digital streaming distribution technology. So a simple post of a movie or a season, an episodic series that you're in or your friend is in or something you help produce or you're an actor in it. A simple post from somebody that has a lot of followers in America, in South Africa, in Nigeria, As long as the content is available worldwide and people in many different countries can gain access to seeing that content, whether it's a film, whether it's an episodic series, then watch the money start flowing in. Because remember, you need distribution and you need advertising, marketing to make automatic money. So when Kyrie Irving posted a link, an Amazon link to the movie that I did in 2018, Hebrews to Negroes, on his social media followers, what do you think happened? Immediately, it got exposure, because social media is advertising power. It's a powerhouse. Immediately, people started getting driven to the link, which drove them to the Amazon website where they could easily rent or buy the movie. Kyrie Irving's loyal fans said, "What is this that he just posted on his platform? Let me check it out." And with the curiosity, they clicked on the link, they looked it up, and if they were further intrigued by what he is promoting, they're going to say, "Well, let me go ahead and watch it." That equals automatic money. And I'm going to prove it to you.
Kyrie Irving and his decision this week to promote an anti-Semitic film and book on his social media accounts. Irving has 4.5 million Twitter followers, and Thursday that audience saw the Nets guard share a link to that movie and book.
Brooklyn Nets star Kyrie Irving once again finds himself in the middle of a controversy he started. This time it's for promoting an anti-Semitic film. CBS
now he's using his social media platform to share a documentary focused on anti-Semitism. The Nets responded by condemning his
thing out of the word promotion. That is promotion. If on your social media you say, boom, here's a link to this, that tells me, hey, you should watch this. Correct? He's got 17 million Instagram followers, another 5 million or so on Twitter.
Oh, yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. Because you got Kyrie Irving on your team. And he's spending time away from the basketball arena, putting on his Twitter account just the cover of a book with a link to the Amazon page of a book.
After the game, Kyrie Irving was asked to explain his latest brush with controversy. Back on Thursday, he tweeted out a link to a movie with anti-Semitic views.
To a movie based on a book. Movie came out in 2018, book 2015. It appeared strongly that Kyrie was endorsing and promoting said movie and book.
Right.
And the movie is based on the book that Rolling Stone calls venomously anti-Semitic. Okay. Venomously. And cites, Rolling Stone does, statements within the movie.
Well, that didn't go as planned, did it? I just want to thank the Anti-Defamation League and the NBA and the Brooklyn Nets for grossly overreacting and turning that book you were trying to silence, or documentary or whatever, into a bestseller on Amazon. You didn't really think it through when you thought, hey, let's publicly punish the black guy and make him bow down and jump through 1,000 hoops just to keep doing his job. Oh, and by the way, let's completely ignore Amazon, you know, the people that are actually making money off of the sale of this book and documentary. A special message to the Anti-Defamation League: we can't just tell everybody to shut up when they say things we don't like. Maybe it's time we start having more of a nuanced conversation. Just a thought. Because what y'all are doing is not working. And here's your evidence.
This film is now #1 on Amazon in several different categories. So the impact
#1 on Amazon.
Promoting this film is felt far and wide. It's very specifically denounced the.
Okay, so the key to making money from content creation or films is distribution, then advertising. But you cannot do anything without distribution. You cannot do anything. That is the majority of the problems that I hear filmmakers in Botswana, filmmakers in South Africa, filmmakers in America, even the Caribbean and Europe, they all complain on distribution. And you do not want to get your film and put it on YouTube, because then it can be easily, the link can be copied and converted to MP4, and now they got your film on their laptop for free. So distribution is the reason why a lot of us are not making money off of our content or our films. So we want to get this money back. So the objective today is to present the current distribution platforms being used by filmmakers and content creators for monetization, for those that can actually get distribution, and then present the ways that these current distribution platforms make money and how it gets to audiences worldwide, whether it gets to a tailored audience, or in some cases, there is restrictions on what audiences in regions of the world that this content is seen in, because this happens all the time. Also, present the current problems with distribution and monetization. Present the solution for monetization through new advances in video and music distribution via over-the-top television, OTT, and present how we can start our own production companies and generate the capital to fund movie projects by controlling distribution or getting better distribution. So film distribution is the steps that you have to go through when you're done making your film and you want people to see it, you want them to buy it, rent it, buy a ticket so that you can generate money. Now, a lot of times people get their films done and they're ready to throw it to the film festivals like Sundance and Tribeca and these other in Cannes. But the reality is that all these film festivals, some of them are free, some of them you gotta pay $50, $20, you gotta be a member. If you're not a member, you gotta pay an extra fee. All these things cost money to submit your film. But does that mean that you're gonna get a distribution deal? No. The majority of films that are accepted by film festivals, because you can submit your film to many film festivals and pay the fee to do so and upload your content, or your content's already on Film Freeway and they have access to it. But they don't have to give you a call back. They don't have to give you an email back. They can just not respond. But you submitted your film and you waited and waited and waited and waited, and nobody called you back. Nobody emailed you. Over 80% of people that submit their films to film festivals leave without a distribution deal. No distribution means the filmmaker is not going to make any money. So you made a film, you spent money to make the film, and you're not making money from it. That is not a good thing. It makes you get angry. Mzansiwood is the alternative to the problems that people are facing today in distribution, especially in Africa and even in America and other countries. And Mzansiwood is born in Mzansi. Smega, if you're here, if you want to go ahead and kind of explain something that some of the stuff that's on the slide, because I know that you know a lot of the concept of Mzansiwood, you know, because you're from South Africa, that you came up with a lot of interesting things. But in terms of African stories and content, getting a place where you can share and distribute your content is crucial. And this is the reason why we created Mzansiwood Films and Distribution.
Yes. Yes, thank you so much, Brother Ron. What a wonderful, well-explained presentation. Guys, this is what I'm going to say to every filmmaker, creator, and storyteller across Africa. Your voice matters, your vision matters, and your story deserves the world stage. So that is why here at Mzansiwood Films and Distribution, we believe creativity is power. The power to shift culture, to change perceptions, and to inspire generations. No more waiting for validation, guys. No more gatekeepers. Can you imagine that? No more borders defining where your story can go. Here, guys, when we say in South Africa, Bafwetu is like brothers or Siswetu, sisters. Here, you own your work, you control your revenue, and you build your legacy. Meaning that those royalties that Brother Ron has highlighted, they're true, guys. It's something that is like a legacy. You can leave your next of kin. That's how big this is. Whether you are shooting from a township street, a home studio, or a city rooftop, Mzansiwood is your platform to shine, to share, and to rise. This is more than a distribution. This is a digital liberation for African creatives. So please join Mzansiwood Films, where your story becomes a success. Yes, Brother Ron, let me just take them through this. And when we say more than a platform or a movement, Mzansiwood is a cinematic ecosystem built to curate. Before I go further, we are working like a bank. You know that it is so difficult, especially for people of our color, to open up bank institutions. The money needed to open a bank, it is closely impossible because us, the people of I would say bronze people or black people, we don't have that financial muscle like that. So this one, it becomes a cinematic ecosystem because media, it is the major mass distraction, major in terms of altering our perceptions. So you will be having 100% African content, and you will be having 100% copyright and rights to your own product. That means you are not gonna be overtouching your product like that. So from blockbuster feature films to indie short films, documentaries, reality shows, music videos, Mzansiwood is where African stories live beneath and grow because you can give us any product that you believe that your friends are really intrigued to watch. So we are turning those eyeballs into cash cows, making sure that that one view, it is paid better than the OTT distributions out there. I don't want to go further, but filmmakers need to showcase and monetize their work through easy and accessible distribution. So Mzansiwood, it is cheaper, faster, and accessible, guys. Don't forget that we are faster, cheaper, and better in terms of paying royalties and money. It pays better. Here you can build a living, a legacy, as I stated. Filmmakers, content creators, and creative to network, collaborate, and expand. This one, after this meeting, there's gonna be an email whereby we need to connect, we need to collaborate, we need to network and see possible ways on how we can maneuver and how we can find a better solution that will be mutual beneficial to all of us. I thank you, Brother Ron. I hope I alluded very well.
Yes, thank you. So, like Smega said, with Mzansiwood distribution, submit your film, create your channel, distribute, market and advertise to your audiences. If you don't have a lot of followers, then we will help also market. If you already have a large following on social media, you are already in there. You are already way ahead of the game. That is the key. That is the key. You see, when you have a movie and nobody knows who you are, you don't have any presence on social media, then yes, you can put your movie on certain platforms, but people need to know that your movie exists. Even if you have a trailer and you put it on your YouTube channel, if your YouTube channel only has 100 subscribers and you only get 50 views, then only 50 people seen that you have a movie trailer. And out of that 50, they have to decide whether or not they're convinced they need to watch it and go rent it or buy it on the distribution platform that you tell them to go buy it on. So when you have people that's already, like I said, with hundreds of thousands of followers on social media, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you are already ahead of the game. You are already ahead of the game. All you got to do is pick up a camera, have somebody else pick up a camera, follow you around, create a movie, come together or partner with somebody to make a movie or an episodic series or a documentary, a biography, and sell it. It's as easy as it gets because social media is the advertising marketing platform that people are using now to make tons of money. And in addition to that, you get paid monthly. No one-time check and that's it. Months off and you're done. No, you keep getting paid monthly as long as people continue to watch your content. So that gives you the incentive to continue to market and advertise your content and to keep adding more new content and telling them, hey guys, I just dropped another episode. Episode 2 is next week. Episode 3 is the week after. You keep them hooked the same way 50 Cent keeps coming out with Ghost Book 3, Ghost Book 4, Power, Black Mafia Family, you know, all these different episodic series. Yes, and people stay hooked. So you tried to get on Netflix, you were rejected. You tried to get on Amazon, you were rejected. You tried to get on Showmax, you were rejected. You try to get on DSTV, you were rejected. The alternative is not to just sit down and sulk and just look out the window and just be sad and say, oh, well, that's it. No, there is an alternative. Mzansiwood. It's very simple. We need better chances to earn money. Depend on them, or are we going to be free from their dependency? So Mzansiwood, submit, distribute, get paid. It's that simple. Don't be afraid. What do you have to lose? You see, on Mzansiwood, you can simply, easily offer your film or your content for rent. Typical duration is 2 days, 3 days, 7 days. Most times it's 2 to 3 days duration to rent a film. You set the price. It can be $0.99, $2.99, $5.99, $9.99, $19.99. You can have a season. In that season, you got, let's say, 10 episodes. Each episode, you want to rent it for 99 cents, or they can buy the full season for $10.99. Let's say you got 15 episodes. You give them an opportunity to buy each episode for basically $1, but you get the whole season of 15 episodes for $10.99. So it gives them an incentive to say, hey, I can get all 15 episodes for $10.99 and not pay $14 or $15.99. You can offer your film or your content for digital buy, no downloads. They can't embed it on their website or their YouTube channel. It's only accessible in their digital library on the actual platform. You set the price for that as well. Get paid for your specific subscribers. Now, if you're a content creator, you can actually get paid for your specific subscribers by the affiliate partner program. You promote and share with your audience and your followers on your social media platforms like YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or Twitter. You share with them your specific link. You tell them, hey guys, if you want to keep all my content via Mzansiwood Films and Distribution, then click on this link. When they click on the link, they are going to be asked to subscribe to the platform to see your content, and it automatically links your specific and unique subscribers to your channel. This can be tracked with analytics. So let's say you migrate or have, let's say 10,000 of 100,000 of your followers decide to follow you also on Mzansiwood Films and Distribution. 10,000 people that now followed you because they want to see your content that you're sharing and airing on this platform. 10,000 people times the amount of money that they're going to be paying monthly to be a subscriber to see your content, And this is how the platform and the content creator gets his monthly royalties. No worrying about the analytics of YouTube, the algorithms, the shadow banning. Are they gonna monetize this video? Are they gonna demonetize it? Is it gonna be available worldwide or only in these countries? Are they gonna give me a content guidelines, community guidelines strike? You don't have to worry about any of this stuff. You get paid monthly a percentage of the earnings from your active subscribers through the specific link that you were going to share with your followers that tracks everything with analytics straight to you. Or you can get paid on your videos for hours viewed, which is like the Amazon way. Now, this option is going to be available for channels with a high or large number of subscribers and has to be approved by management and is subject to review on a case-by-case basis. And the reason why is because when you are dealing with hours viewed, then just like streaming music on Amazon or Tidal or Spotify or SoundCloud or Apple, even Amazon, the reason why they pay you so low, is because you literally have to be like a Rihanna, a Jay-Z, a Drake, a Migos, a Cardi B, or Nicki Minaj, or Gorilla. We gotta be one of those guys to make millions of dollars. You gotta have a large following looking out to stream your album, and you cannot only solely rely on that because a lot of these artists, they rely also on performances to make money, like Chris Brown. So the reason why Amazon only gives you 1 cent per hour viewed is because they're banking on you not having 1 million people watching your film monthly, so that they can cut you a check for $15,000 a month. Now, in dealing with international payments to filmmakers and content creators all across the world, we all know that non-USA citizens cannot pay taxes to the IRS, which is the governing tax body in America. Netflix is a United States-based organization company. So money earned in dollars by any American-based company is taxed by the IRS. In South Africa, it's the South African Revenue Service, SARS. Netflix is required to pay taxes on its payments to international film companies. Through the specific types and the amount of tax varies significantly by country. So although Netflix is making billions of dollars a year, they still have to pay tax in America on the money that they're getting. Typically, this involves withholding taxes on royalties. So before you get your one-time check from Netflix, they're going to withhold the tax they need to withhold. They're not going to eat that cost. Netflix is not going to eat all the tax burden. If they owe you $1 million check, then they're going to make sure, okay, well, if he's not paying the tax on $1 million, then we have to pay. So they're going to figure out how they're going to deduct the tax before they give you your check, because somebody has to be responsible for the tax. So likewise, Mzansiwood and H2N Studios will be an American and South African based when it comes to banking, payments, and tax. Those people that live in international countries, then we know exactly how to handle it, just like Netflix handles what they need to handle, and they're based in America. Monies paid to American filmmakers will be in American dollars. That makes sense. Monies paid to South Africans from an American bank account to a South African bank account will be converted from dollars to rands, which is normally what happens when you send money from an American bank account to a South African bank account. Money is paid from a South African bank account to a South African bank account will be paid in rands in the dollar equivalent per the market rate, taking into account tax laws from the South African Revenue Service, and of course, the amount of money that a person generated from streams collected worldwide, from dollars, euros, pounds, naira. So when people stream on Mzansiwood, it can be streaming from any country in the world. And that equivalent is always going to be an equivalent based on the dollar. So we know that in YouTube that people have American followers, like you may be in South Africa on TikTok, but you got American people following you. The same thing with YouTube, all over the world. So we have to understand this is something that is globally. Now, here's ways that people are going to be able to get paid. The sky is the limit. I want to make sure that you guys are going to see this now and not at the end of the presentation, because people might try to leave towards the end and say, okay, I'm leaving. Well, here's where you guys need to see the facts. So scenario one, Sipo, a filmmaker, he distributes his 90-minute film via Mzansiwood distribution for $5.99 to rent. He markets it on his social media platforms on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter, where he has a combined 500K followers. In January, 100,000 people of his followers rent the movie. Remember, he has 500,000 combined followers. He makes a movie and 100,000 of his followers rent the movie for $5.99 on Mzansiwood Films and Distribution. That's 599,000 US dollars. In February, he gets 50,000 of his followers or people in general to rent his movie. That's in the second month. That's 299,500 US dollars. So already in just 2 months, he has made almost $1 million US dollars. He's made 900,000 US dollars simply off 150,000 people wanting to see his film. As long as Sipo keeps marketing his film and new people who haven't seen the film want to see the film and they go to Mzansiwood Films and Distribution, he is going to keep getting monthly royalties until there's nobody that decides to rent his film. So the incentive that he has to do is keep promoting the film and keep adding more films as he makes them. Obviously, he can make more films if he's getting paid $800,000. Scenario two, we have Chris. He's a content creator with 1 million followers on TikTok, 300,000 followers on YouTube, and 200,000 followers on Instagram. He hires a videographer to capture his life. Him at his home, running errands, in the car. He's running errands in and out of the car. He's at work. He's on vacation excursions. He's doing traveling vlogs to other countries. He's doing restaurant reviews. He's doing photo shoots. He's behind the scenes doing videos. He's hanging out with other content creators and influencers. Maybe he goes back home to visit his family, wherever he's from. He takes a road trip. He goes on a date. He gets all of his life captured. Now that's a reality TV series, an episode. Season 1. He distributes one season, which is 10 episodes, via Mzansiwood, where people can rent or buy the whole season for $14.99 or pay $1.99 per episode. He advertises it on his social media platform because he has hundreds of thousands of followers on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram, and he gets 500,000 of his followers to buy the entire season for $14.99 because they follow him already on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. They want to see what is this reality TV season or series that he has going on. They're his followers. He can even set up a $5.99. You can choose your price. But in this example, he has 500,000 of his followers worldwide. They get all excited. They get curious. They go to Mzansiwood and they buy the entire season. They eat it up. $14.99 times 500,000, 7.5 million US dollars. It's that easy. It's that easy if you already have these many followers. If you have 50,000, 100,000, if you can convince these 50,000, 100,000 followers on YouTube, TikTok, that they need to see your content, give them a trailer, give them a 5-minute snippet of your content. And if they're hooked enough and they're your loyal followers, then they will buy and rent your content on a platform that you are distributing on. Because there's no guarantee that Netflix is going to take it. There's no guarantee that Showmax is going to take it. There's no guarantee that Amazon is going to take it. There's no guarantee that DSTV is going to take it. Because the rejection rate is high. Scenario 3, Boosie is a podcaster with 200,000 followers on her YouTube channel titled Boosie's Corner. Her videos generally average 5K, 10K views. And every blue moon, she gets 50K or 100Ks on her YouTube video podcast. She gets anywhere from $1,500 a month or an average from Google. And on a good month, she might get $3,000 US from Google for her YouTube videos. She informs her channel on YouTube that she will be distributing 50% of her new content via Mzansiwood, and ultimately will have most of her content in the future on Mzansiwood. Because people love her content and follow her, both from America, Europe, and Africa, they don't mind paying monthly, say $5.99, $4.99 to have access to her content. She gets 100,000 of her loyal followers on YouTube to subscribe and pay $5.99 a month using her unique affiliate partner link that I talked about earlier. She gets a fair percentage of the revenue from her unique subscribers and is now making $300,000 a month from her loyal followers that are staying subscribed to see her content now also on Mzansiwood, because YouTube was not going to pay you $300,000 a month. But if you have 100,000 people that are paying $1.99, $2.99, $3.99 a month to see your content that they like to see, they want to keep seeing it. Now you're just telling them they got to pay $1.99 to see it. They got to pay $2.99 to see it. If they're loyal, if they are not broke, then they will pay. And now you can actually make money from your content. And with that money, you can make more engaging content. You don't have to be a broke content creator. All Boosie has to do is keep posting good content and attract new subscribers to her channel via Mzansiwood. Scenario 4. This is even interesting for musicians. Back in the day in America, we had Video Soul, Caribbean Rhythm, MTV Jams, VH1, Yo MTV Raps, Afro Beats, Midnight Love. These are basically music channels that air throughout the day on broadcast, satellite TV or regular cable television. But now with streaming, you can get paid for the music videos that you continuously make. The music videos is what helps to sell an album. If you make 1 or 2 good music videos and they're nice, people like the song, they like the video, then it's going to help and aid in them wanting to buy your full album when it releases on Apple Music or SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube Music, Deezer. Yes, music videos is how people get hooked and get acquainted with your music. So because it's music video, it can be put on a streaming platform like Mzansiwood. You can find ways to offer profit sharing pathways for the music artists to make money, such as, like I said earlier, the affiliate partner link that musicians can track their unique followers that have subscribed to Mzansiwood with this unique link. Big name artists with high views on their videos With analytics, you can track this and offer payments like bonuses based on milestones reached from analytics tracking on the number of views of the music video once it is released. The advantage of this versus YouTube is because whenever a music artist has a new album release or a new music video release or behind the scenes music video, the platform, meaning Mzansiwood, has the emails of everyone that has subscribed using the unique affiliate partner link. Email blasts could be sent out and subscribers are automatically notified via email whenever your new music videos are loaded onto the platform. If you have a new album coming out, say like a month or two after you drop a video, then we can easily email blast all of the people in our database. Because remember, Mzansiwood distribution and films is not gatekeeping like YouTube. YouTube doesn't give you any emails. You can have 500,000 followers on YouTube, 500,000 followers on TikTok, 500,000 followers on Twitter, but they're not going to give you their emails. You're not going to get their emails. So if your account was to be deleted today, you would have no way to contact all those 500,000 people that were following you and subscribed to your YouTube channel, to your TikTok page, your Twitter account. Yes, this is true. But when you control your own distribution platform, we capture every email when somebody subscribes, not only from the musician, but other musicians, other filmmakers, other content creators. We have all the emails from the followers and subscribers that are coming to the platform to see the content on Mzansiwood. So here's an example of what it would look like when you go to the platform on your tablet, your phone, your computer, your TV. You can AirPlay it, you can Chromecast it, you can download the app, you can use the computer TV, you can do whatever you want, because nowadays you can easily look at content from any device. And your content is going to be loaded up. You have the thumbnail in different sizes and resolutions for the different devices that it's going to be seen and watched on. And people can look at the title, the synopsis, the description of the movie or the content, seasonal episodes. They can see, okay, is it for rent? Is it only for rent? Is it for rent and buy? Can I see the trailer? Can I share it? Yes, you can. You're a filmmaker, you have a movie. Again, you don't want it for buy. You don't want people to be able to have it in their digital library. You just want to rent it for right now. Okay, you can just rent it. Choose a price, $9.99. Put a trailer in there. Now they can watch the trailer. See the trailer. Okay, I like the trailer. Let me watch it. They can share it. You can do an episodic series, part 1, part 2, part 3. It could be a biography. It could be a documentary. You can rent it, buy it, trailer, share. You can be a content creator. You can vlog your travel tour company. You're doing tours to Ghana, Nigeria, Egypt, Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, South Africa, Namibia, Jamaica, Cuba. You're vlogging your tours and travel. And you have a channel. People can subscribe to your channel with your affiliate partner link. And they can get paid now for their unique subscribers monthly. YouTube doesn't do that. YouTube does not do that. You're not gonna have, we're gonna hit you with a content guideline strike, community guideline strike. We're gonna hit you with the AI algorithms, what suppresses your views so that you don't get paid what you should be getting paid. We're gonna demonetize this video because for some reason we just didn't like it. But the next video you do, we're gonna monetize. No, none of these games are gonna be played when you control your own distribution. You can be a musician and have your own category or catalog of music videos. Each music video is, of course, on a specific album, which will be in the description of the video. You want to download the song plus the album, go here. You can download on Apple, SoundCloud, Spotify. Yes, this is a form of marketing. So filmmakers are broke, lonely, and beaten down. We cannot expect different results doing the same thing year after year after year, dealing with the gatekeepers. That's insanity. We have no reason to keep complaining and complaining and complaining and complaining and complaining. We're broke, we're struggling, we're not winning, when now there's a solution. We have Hollywood, we have Nollywood, we have Bollywood, now we have Mzansiwood. Hollywood is phasing out. Film distribution is phasing out. I think Netflix and Amazon are looking, and another company looking to buy Warner Brothers now. Because they're making more money, these streaming platforms or over-the-top television. So everybody now has an app. Disney, Hulu. Disney and Hulu is connected. HBO Max, Showmax, Netflix. Over-the-top television is content that is streamed via the internet. You don't need a box. You don't need a satellite. You bypass that. You don't need a cable TV with channels. You don't need all that now. You just need the internet and preferably a smart TV. That's why it's called over-the-top television. It delivers content directly to viewers via the internet. All you gotta have is the internet. All you gotta have is a device that can connect to the internet, a phone, a tablet, a computer, a TV screen. Satellite TV requires a dish like DSTV. You need a box, and you gotta be subscribed to get the set number of channels through that satellite TV agreement. It's easy. So many film and media companies have started their own streaming platforms to compete with the services like Netflix. Disney has Disney Plus. Warner Brothers has Discovery and Max. NBC Universal has Peacock, and they even have Showmax. Other examples include Amazon Prime Video, Multi-Choice TV. DSTV teamed up with NBC Universal, created the Showmax app. BET has channels on cable and satellite TV, and they now have a streaming app called BET Plus. So you can see the BET Awards and Tyler Perry movies on there. Stars app has Power, Black Mafia Family, Ghost Book. Lifetime has their own app. Paramount Global has their own app, Paramount Plus. Now you're noticing that in Hollywood, many movies that are in the theaters right now can be also seen at home on your OTT streaming platform apps that they particularly own or have affiliates with. So this is what people nowadays are solely looking at. Okay, well, I got a film, got to get it on Netflix. I got to get it on Amazon. I got to get it on Showmax. You got to wait for an approval or a rejection, because you know that people are not going to put their content on YouTube unless they're going to take a gamble on not making any money, because YouTube is sporadic and it's not consistent. So distributing now as a filmmaker, you're looking at trying film festivals, you're looking at trying the streaming companies like Netflix, like Tubi, all these things. And then you're looking at, oh, should I try to put it in the theater? No, it's not going to work, because you need major distribution to get it seen throughout all the theaters in South Africa or America. You need major distribution. So yes, this is the thing that people are going to do. So when I was a filmmaker and I didn't have my own platform to do any of this, I had to do what everybody else does. I had to use aggregators. I had to submit my film or inquire with like people like Indie Rights. I had to use Film Hub, and they have different packages where you pay or you don't pay. And if you don't pay, they're gonna take a cut, like 20%. Bitmax, I tried them too. You got to pay, and they so-called say that they're gonna get your stuff or try to get your stuff on different platforms that you paid for. But it's not a guarantee because they can come back and say, well, it didn't meet the qualifications. They ran it through the quality control process and they got denied. They can deny your trailer. They can deny your trailer and your film. They can just say, we don't like the trailer. We have a problem with the trailer and the film. So all these things you got to deal with, and on top of that, you're paying them. And they're not guaranteeing you that you're going to get it on there. They're just saying you got to pay for the service, and we'll try. You can try to do it on your own with Amazon, but like we said with Amazon, you have to upload your movie to Amazon, and they have to accept it. And if they accept it, now your movie's on Amazon. You got the little green circle, check, you're good to go. Or they can at any time say your account has been closed for whatever reason. They can say, oh, we had an error. We declined your movie due to technical and content guidelines. So they don't have to tell you what the problem is. They're just going to basically run it through their system. And after a couple of days, maybe even a month, they can say deny, and they can give you an error. What's the error? They don't have to tell you. It could be content guidelines. It could be technical requirements that weren't met. And then they say you cannot resubmit. So it don't matter because they didn't tell you what's wrong with the film. They didn't tell you was it the content? And if it was the content, what in the film was the problem, and can I possibly take it out? They don't even tell you that. You can say, well, is there something technical that I can fix in post-production? No, they don't even tell you that either. They're going to tell you, nope, it's denied and you cannot resubmit your film. You're done. So now you got to look somewhere else. This has happened to me. So I said, I'm tired of this. I am sick and tired of getting the thumbnails, getting the trailer, getting the captions, the English captions, and all the stuff that they want, submit everything just for them to deny it. And then they approve some stuff, they deny others. But you see, Amazon is tricky because they can pay you monthly, rent and buy, but you have to get on Amazon. That's the key. Getting on Amazon, marketing and advertising is the key. Amazon is not going to market your film. They're not going to advertise your film. They're going to tell you to do the work. So when you go through self-distribution, you got to basically send your film and inquire with Gravitas Ventures, Bleecker Street. You got to send your film there and hope that they say, you know what, we like your film. We want to distribute it. Big platforms like Netflix, we all want to get on Netflix, but selling to Netflix is not easy. Just to submit to Netflix, you need a licensed agent, and they get a 10% cut if you get a deal. You have to be an established producer, have a production company, have a distributor with a Netflix track record. You have to have an online log line. You have to have a short synopsis, full treatment or pilot script, a visual mood board or lookbook. Stories must be unique and globally relatable. So Americans and Europeans must also be interested. It's like Squid Game is from Korea, but it's in America and all over the world. Ultimatum of Love, Love is Blind, all these Love is Blind America, Love is Blind UK, Love is Blind France. Where is the Love is Blind Africa? Audience, cost, well-known actors. They're going to ask these questions. Who's the well-known actor in the movie? How much did it cost? Who's the audience, target audience? Are you using approved cameras, red cameras? I mean, these are all things they're going to ask. Are your image capture requirements to standard per Netflix? Resolution, codecs, bit depth, date, rate, color space, time code, specs, sound specs. Do you have dubbing? Do you have dubbing? Do you have subtitles? Do you have captions? And these things cost money. Dubbing, subtitles, and captions cost money because I've done it. At the end of the day, you go through all of this money, getting subtitles, and captions, and dubbing, and post-production, getting the top-of-the-line cameras and the editors, paying them goof gobs of money, only for them to deny you. Only for them to deny you. No more. No more. We got to wake up. So Mzansiwood and H2N TV is combined working together where people can distribute digital video and music video using over-the-top technology. It bypasses typical cable television, satellite television. It is part of the information and communication technology sector because it distributes video and audio content to audiences worldwide for filmmakers, content creators, and creatives. And when you look at people like Tubi and Amazon, they talk about CPM, cost per mile, revenue per mile. You can pay $4 to $8 for every 1,000 people that view your film. It means if 1 million people watch your film, you get $4,000 or $8,000, not $10 million, not even 80% of that, like $8 million. You get $4,000. 1 million people have watched your film, and you only get $4,000. It makes no sense. You get no royalties. You get no royalties. You get a three-year, 1 to 3 year exclusive deal, meaning you cannot make money nowhere else. You got to use the platform that they have accepted your film and accept their payment. So these are things that we are saying that we have to start to think about: the rejections, the crumbs, no royalties. They're not marketing, advertising anything. We have the power of social media through TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram to make millions of dollars. One of the things we have to realize is that 87% of creators fall into the nano influencer category, having less than 10,000 followers. Yet they drive high engagement and are redefining how creators monetize. 75% and up of African creators are self-taught. They learn and learn and learn through YouTube, and then they learn how to edit, they learn how to use a camera. Now they're learning how to do color grading, they're learning how to do mood boards, they're coming up with different ideas. Now they have the money to make a film. Yes! 53.2% of African content creators focus on entertainment and media. From YouTube to TikTok, but TikTok doesn't pay South African filmmakers. And YouTube content creators from South Africa get paid differently than American content creators. That's not fair, but they're doing it, and they're not looking to stop. 14.3% of African content creators focus on fashion and lifestyle. People like to see people doing things, going out to restaurants, eating, shopping, going on vacations. Yeah, this is all things that people like to see, because we're all sitting down every day looking at our phone, looking at our tablets, looking at our TV, our computer. This is where the money is at. So we have to realize, do we want to be filmmakers and content creators that is broke and struggling, or can we make hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars off our content? And our use of social media. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Kim Kardashian, 300 million followers. Why are they keeping up with the Kardashians? Why is it still airing right now to this day when it was airing over 10 years ago? Because she has already a social media presence, and somebody's going to want to see the Kardashian family. No matter what platform that it decides to air on, they're going to continue making money off of Kim Kardashian and her social media presence. It's automatic money. Automatic money. Connie Ferguson, 5 million followers. Tyler, 12 million followers. Kiani, 5 million followers. Now, when you are involved in filmmaking and content creation and reality TV and music, then this works to your advantage. Well, you don't have to have 1 million followers to make money. You can have 200,000 followers, 100,000 followers. These thousands of followers can equate to money. We just have to know how to do it. Kim Kardashian and Ray J started off as social media influencers, reality TV stars, and look where they are today. When you look at the Zeus Network is powered by the same technology that Mzansiwood is powered by. The Zeus Network has over 1 million people that have downloaded the app. So if it costs $5.99 to subscribe to the Zeus Network, then you multiply $5.99 times 1 million people. That's $6 million a month. 1 million people subscribe to your own platform monthly. That's $6 million a month. So the Zeus Network collectively has 70 million followers across their social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram. So whenever they drop a new season, a new episode, they're going to promote it on their social media platforms. They're going to get you to join Zeus Network and subscribe and to look at all the content they have. And this was started by a trio of 3 social media superstars: King Bach, Amanda Kearney, and Storm Power. They were all social media influencers with a lot of followers and did a lot of videos on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. And therefore, it made sense for them to create or be a part of their own streaming network that has its own tailored content. And they partner with other social media influencers, creatives, reality TV stars, and they all either appear on the Zeus Network or they have their own seasons and episodes on the Zeus Network. When people, they say, well, I'd like to see Ray J, I'd like to see Princess Love or Tanisha Thomas. I'm going to subscribe because I like to see what they're doing. Everybody essentially has an opportunity to get paid. Whether you're Erica Mena, Jocelyn, Natalie Nunn, Nick Cannon, Black China, Drea, Blueface, Omarion, all these people that are somewhat household names in America and abroad, yes, they're all on here as a way that they keep bringing in subscribers. So when we see different episodic series, it could be about medicine, like Married to Medicine, Preachers of LA, Love and Hip Hop, The Real World, all these different things, like Love at First Sight, The Ultimatum, all these things that we see nowadays on Netflix. They're just copying, repeating, because it works. It can be about travel. It could be about anything you think about. cooking. But the key is to also utilize the marketing and advertising of social media, which we all participate in mostly. Most people have the IG, they have TikTok, they have Twitter, they have Facebook. And if you have followers, then you can equate that to actual income. This is how people are making money nowadays in the world, through video and then gaming. Depending on the continent, the region, gaming could be number one and streaming could be number two, or it could be streaming number one, gaming number two, in terms of the economy, in terms of what people are doing, young people. So when you look at all these things, you kind of realize why it is a no-brainer when people are actually creating their own platform. And then they are getting subscribers. They are making more content. They're making films now. They're not just doing content, reality TV. They're actually doing films. They can either distribute the films on their own platform, or they can pitch it or sell it to Netflix, or Netflix can buy their content. They do that all the time. So Netflix is making billions of dollars a year. Just the fourth quarter revenue, and fourth quarter Netflix stated they made $11.96 billion. October, they made $474 billion. I mean, in terms of their net worth, their net worth in October of 2025. Showmax, they estimated around 474 million USD net worth. Elon Musk, he simply tweeted condemning Netflix about certain content, and Netflix lost $25 billion in market value. They're making billions of dollars. The gatekeepers who decide if we get paid and what we get paid are the ones that we are complaining about not getting distribution. Reed Hastings, ethnicity American. He's one of the co-founders of Netflix. Mark Randolph, also a co-founder of Netflix. He's Jewish. Andy Jassy, CEO of Amazon right now, he's Jewish. Koos Becker, his ethnicity is from the Netherlands. He is a South African Afrikaner. He is the co-founder of Mnet, the company that launched DSTV. He is also the former CEO and current chairman of the media conglomerate Naspers, which has a controlling stake in DSTV's parent company, MultiChoice. So DSTV, Mnet, MultiChoice, this guy is the head guy. Mnet, Comcast, Ralph Roberts, he just died. His ethnicity is Jewish. Comcast is the owner of NBC Universal, which co-owns Showmax. So Koos Becker, the founder of MultiChoice, DSTV, Mnet, teamed up with NBC Universal. The president right now is Michael Kavanagh, and they created Showmax. Showmax is an over-the-top television platform, OTT, and it is owned by MultiChoice, 70%, Koos Becker, and 30% NBC Universal, which is owned by Comcast. MultiChoice is how we saw Shaka Ilembe on Mzansi Magic. Mzansi Magic, who made all the money? Over 1.5 million people in Africa watched the premiere episode. It reached over 7.5 million viewers in South Africa. 10 billion impressions on social media. 8,000 jobs created across KZN and Gauteng. But Mzansi Magic is owned by MultiChoice Group. which is in turn owned by the French media company Canal, which just bought out. They just bought them out. And Mzansiwood was created by Mnet, a subsidiary of MultiChoice, and is broadcasted on DSTV, which all goes back to this guy. It all goes back to this guy. And we look and see how all our content, all our stories, who's making all the money? We need to focus on what we can control and the things that matter. The things that matter in our reality while we are alive is making money to provide for the things we need, like bills to pay, kids to pay for school, food to eat, a roof over our head, a future, maybe a business, leave a legacy behind for our children, our people. We can't do that if we don't control how we make money off our content. Why settle for the gatekeepers to give us permission or they deny us? Why settle for their crumbs and their rejections? So the gatekeepers, like we said, they no longer have sole access to creating streaming platforms and the integrated payment gateway infrastructure so that content can be streamed and paid for worldwide. They no longer have that control, that sole control. We have the technology today. They no longer have the sole access to the analytics that is needed to keep track of important numbers and stats and data that is needed to pay filmmakers and content creators. Because after all, you can't have a platform and have filmmakers and content creators when you don't have analytics. No, you can't do it. The infrastructure exists now, which means that we can take back control and the power they once had over us for decades. Hollywood movie theaters are slowly dying. Streaming is the new thing. Are we ready for a new beginning in the future of filmmaking, content creation in Africa? So when we want to get paid, we have to look at platforms that have analytics. For a long time, these companies like Netflix, Amazon, and then Showmax, they can give us the analytics. They can say, okay, within the first month, in the quarter, your film made this much money, or it got this many views. The thing that Netflix does, they look at your film, they assess many different things, and they say, okay, this is what we're going to pay you for your film. Take it or leave it. You don't know that your film is going to be seen by 500 million people in 1 month. You don't know that. You don't think about the math that 500 million people see the movie. If I only rented the movie on my own platform for $4.99, that would be a whole lot of money. No, we don't think it like that. We just want to just give it to them and let them tell us what they're going to pay us, if they pay us. So the analytics is important. And Mzansiwood and H2N TV, H2N Studios uses the same NPOW analytics company that Amazon uses, that Tubi uses. Yes, it does.
Transform your business using customer data and actionable insights with the NPOW Business Intelligence Suite. In this data-driven world, you cannot manage what you cannot measure. NPOW Suite is an AI-powered, all-in-one business analytics and delivery solution, giving you end-to-end insights into your customers, products, and services. Powered by Nala, NPOW's native AI, you can measure quality of experience of your customers and quality of service of your products. From content and data ingestion to end-user devices, NPOW Suite tracks your business performance, user experience, customer behavior, and monetization end-to-end. Generate real-time actionable insights using customizable dashboards, widgets, metrics, and dimensions to analyze all aspects of your business. Speak to Nala Chatbot, our AI assistant that makes sense of your data and replies in natural language. And meet Nala Sentinel, the always-on proactive AI monitoring and alert system for your entire infrastructure. NPOR Suite, tailored for today's data-driven companies. Over 200 of the world's most successful companies trust us to provide the insights to stay on top of the competition. Contact our experts today and start leverage transform.
Okay, so the analytics is important to pay filmmakers and content creators. This is why Tubi and Amazon are giants right now in self-distribution and getting films on these platforms. Even the films are on Tubi, which is free, but it's free with ads. So you gotta just deal with a lot of ads throughout the movie, and the ads is how Tubi's gonna get paid and how you're gonna get paid. But it tells you if they started your movie, did they end, did they finish a movie, what device the people see your movie on. Is it Android, is it iPhone, is it iPad, is it LG TV, is it Roku? It tells you all of this. So this is what I use currently to track my analytics and engagement when people stream content that's on the platform right now, and other filmmakers that have their movies on the platform and they need to see, okay, how much do I get paid? Or can I see what parts of the world are people streaming my content? Is it mostly America? Is it South Africa? You know, all these things you can get now with analytics, and it's being used by the big companies like Fox and Hulu and Tubi and Amazon Prime Video. So what's in it for you? You that is on this Zoom call today meeting, you're a filmmaker, you're a content creator, you want to know what's in it for me. Well, like I said earlier, you have your own channel, and you don't have to be only exclusively on Mzansiwood. You can try YouTube, you can try any other platform that you could try, as long as it's not exclusive, because they're going to tell you you can't have your stuff on any platform other than us. As long as you don't have an exclusive deal, then you can try to submit your stuff and make money anywhere you can. But at least with Mzansiwood Film and Distribution, you can have your own platform. You can tell people, hey, my content is on this platform. If you want to subscribe, here is the link. This is your own personalized, unique link that you as the content creator is going to share with your followers, and they're going to subscribe using that link. Once they subscribe using that link, it automatically tracks the analytics of all your unique subscribers on your unique channel through your unique link, so that we can see how many people you are bringing in, how many people that are constantly coming to subscribe to see you and your content. So now you can turn your 100,000 followers on social media like YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. You can turn some of that into money monthly. You're not going to get that from TikTok. You're not going to get that from Twitter. You're not going to get that from Facebook. You may not even get that in YouTube. So you simply need to have an advertising, marketing plan. If you're on social media, that's already a good start. And you need to make content. You need to have content that people want to watch, and you need to keep it coming and make it quality, because quality content keeps people coming. Reality TV, vlogging, behind the scenes, dating shows, movies, documentaries. It could be anything that you feel people like to see when it comes to you. The alternative to the gatekeepers is no binding exclusive contracts, 1 to 3 year exclusive contract with Netflix and you're just stuck. You got one check and you got 3 years in jail to just, your content's there for 3 years. They got it. They gave you a check. You ran through that check within a year. Now you're broke for 2 years that your film is still being watched on Netflix. You can distribute with us and wherever you can get your film or your content on. YouTube is not going to pay you for your subscribers monthly. YouTube is not going to give you the analytics of all the emails of people that subscribe. You can have like I said, you can have 200,000 subscribers on YouTube and not have not one person's email. So you don't have a database of 200,000 emails that you can just rattle off and do an email blast when you come up with a product you want to sell or a movie or anything. You can't do that on YouTube. You got to post a video and hope that all 200,000 people see the video that way. You don't get monthly royalties or these other platforms, most of them, but on Mzansiwood you can. We know that through these big distributions that they reject a lot of content creators and filmmakers. We don't pay breadcrumbs, and there's no ridiculous quality control, technical screening requirements. No AI algorithms working against you and your content so they can pay you less versus others. Change is scary, but so is staying in the same place as a broke and angry filmmaker and content creator. So there are hidden restrictions that gatekeepers use to keep African filmmakers from making the same amount of money as those in the West, like America. Hint, filmmakers want their film to be seen worldwide, not just in one region of the world. The reason why I know this is because the engagement of platforms in Africa, you see South Africa, DSTV, Showmax, YouTube, of course, Netflix, Amazon, Apple TV, okay? And we know that they all offer different types of services. Subscription video on demand like Netflix, Showmax, Amazon, DSTV. Transactional video on demand, you pay to watch, like Amazon Prime. You want to watch it, it's $19.99, it's $9.99, it's under 10, Vudu, or you can go to advertising video on demand like Tubi and YouTube, where you're gonna see advertisements throughout the videos. That's how people get paid. That's how you get paid. But when you look at certain content, like for instance, my movie on Amazon can only be seen in America. Only in America. When you go, even if you see it on your Amazon account in South Africa, you go to watch it, it's going to say not available in this region. It's going to tell you that, or it's going to tell you that we cannot accept your payment. However, certain content like Sinners, yeah, you can watch that in America and in South Africa. But there's a lot of content that you can be in South Africa and say, hey, wait a minute, I was just in America and I saw the content in America. You go to South Africa, it's gonna say, nope, this video is not available in your location. You can be watching the content in South Africa on Netflix and go to America and say, it's not here. Why is it not here? I just seen it on Netflix in South Africa. Now I'm in the UK, now I'm in America, and the content is not there. Where is it at? But what they want you to see is what they want you to see. Thunderbolts, yep. South Africa, yep. United Kingdom, yep. America. Tyler Perry's movies, yep, of course. Straw, Black and Beauty, Ruth and Boaz, yes. Yes, it's a reality. But you could be a South African filmmaker and your content is not seen on Netflix in America. We have to understand that there is always ways that the gatekeepers keep giving us crumbs. Tyler Perry, he has his own studio, yes, but he does not have his own streaming platform. If he did, he could offer his own movies. And if he got 25 million views and he charged $24.99 to see his movie, he would make $625. Or if it just cost somebody $24 a month to stream or be a subscriber to his platform, like in some cases Netflix has plans from $17 to $24 in America. In South Africa, it's 59 rands to 229 rands a month. If Tyler Perry had his own streaming platform like Netflix, he can simply multiply those millions of subscribers to millions of dollars monthly, not a once-off check for Straw, not a once-off check for Ruth and Boaz, not a once-off check for episodic season 1 and season 2 of Black and Beauty or Beauty and Black. No. So the gatekeepers, they understand Avatar making almost $3 billion. Tyler Perry, his Straw came out, and within 2 weeks, 50 million people looked at it. Beauty and Black, Ruth and Boaz, is it in South Africa? Yes, it is. Is it in America? Yes, it is. Did Tyler Perry get a once-off check? He sure did. Nothing more, nothing less. Kings of Joburg, can you see it in South Africa? Yes, you can. Can you see it in America? Yes, you can. Blood and Water, can you see it in America? Yes, you can. Can you see it in South Africa? Yes, you can. So there are certain films, not all South African films can be seen in America. I know this for a fact. Young, Famous, and African, is this in America too? Yes, it is. Is it in South Africa? Yes, it is. But Netflix selectively chooses what content can be seen worldwide. If it appeases audiences worldwide, if it does, then they gives you a more reason why they're going to give you a bigger paycheck. If the content is only going to be on Netflix South Africa and not in America, United Kingdom, and other countries, then your check is not going to be the same as Tyler Perry's check. Because Tyler Perry has Netflix films seen worldwide. Fatal Seduction, is it seen in South Africa? Yes. Is it seen in America? Yes. Mark, yes, it's seen in America. It's also in South Africa. They're only going to let you be distributing in certain areas. They'll decide that based on the movie. So these are the things that we have to deal with. When we use aggregators, sales agents, self-distribution methodology, we have to pay them. And if they don't deliver our movie to any of the platforms we picked, then we lost that money and we don't have no distribution. So that means that we have no money. And if you do get a deal through an aggregator, they can be slow to send the payments. They can often go out of business, leaving the film licensor with nothing. Tubi is not available in South Africa. So although Tubi has a lot of Black people, filmmakers that submit their films on Tubi, when you try to watch Tubi in South Africa, this is what it's going to show you. Unfortunately, this is a TV streaming service only in the United States. It's not available in South Africa. It's not available in Botswana. It's not available in Nigeria. So I'm sorry, your film cannot be seen by people in other countries. You can try to put a VPN on and set it to America, but the website and the AI is going to constantly fight to kick you out of Tubi. You might watch 10 minutes of the content on Tubi with a VPN switch to America, but then after 10 minutes, it's going to kick you out. You got to re-log in. And then if you keep re-logging in, they're going to get hip to your VPN set at New York, and then you're going to have to change it from New York to California. Because the VPN triggers the alert to Tubi. Tubi's requirements or terms of service is against people using VPNs to access their content. So no, it's not that easy. However, there's a lot of people using Tubi. We're almost at the end of the presentation, but I want you to listen to this American filmmaker that is called the King of Tubi because he has a lot of films on Tubi. He's going to tell you why he has it on Tubi.
Doing it. You supposed to be happy you sitting there with Kid L. Why you mad?
The Kid L podcast.
There's a back. Dennis Reed is in the building, man. Dennis Reed. Every time I talk to actors that come on this podcast, every time I talk to other directors that come on this podcast, you are one of the guys that's the Mount Rushmore figure of Detroit filmmaking.
Sheesh. Really?
Yeah. Your name comes up more than anybody else's when it comes to filmmaking in Detroit.
That's a blessing, man.
Yeah.
I work hard.
How long have you been making movies for, man?
12 years.
12 years now. Now, when you first started, was movies the only thing on your mind, or did you have other entrepreneurship endeavors before that?
Movies the last thing. I started doing books. So I started in books. Then I started doing plays. I own bars, I own restaurants. So I've been doing all that stuff first. And then I realized that you could go watch a play and you got to get 2,000-3,000 people to come watch it that day, maybe 2 days. Or you could you could make a movie and you could let them watch it when they want to watch it.
Yeah.
So it just made more sense.
Yeah. That's how you came across that well, when you dived into movies, did you even think that there would be a such thing as like Tubi and stuff like that?
I was dealing with Amazon Prime then. So I was already doing dope. That was like Tubi just came. But I was already dealing with Prime and I was about to do something with Netflix. So I was already doing other things, you know what I mean? Like Tubi just became a blessing. It's like when Tubi started, I remember it was like me and Moolah was both with this one company, and I remember when she was like, "I'm gonna put you on Tubi." I'm like, "No, you're not." And then I had just made a check for like $30,000 from Prime. And then I got the Tubi check, and I'm like, "Fuck Prime." That's exactly what happened.
Was it like significantly more money?
It was like triple.
Oh my God.
It was like triple.
Jesus.
It's a blessing. Like, I always tell people, like, if you really want to do movies, you really want to do television, especially if you're doing anything that's micro budget, Tubi is the way to go.
Yeah.
But if you're doing a big budget and you don't have no names, Tubi is the way to go. It's not like everybody on Tubi winning. It's a small percentage of people that's winning, but that small percentage of people that's winning, they winning, and I'm happy to be part of the reason why they're winning.
Yeah. Well, you've opened the door for a lot of people to find this as a venue for making a life living. Like, you can literally make a living off of making Tubi movies. There's a lot of directors in Michigan that took that avenue and it's working out for them. And a lot of actors are getting roles and you're getting paid more money because the Tubi checks are paying. So
when I made my first million, the very first million, that year when I made that first million, it came the year that I sold the house. So the last thing that was attached to the drug money was the house. We had that house. We put the down payment on that house. It came from drug money that I had. When we sold that house, that year was the first year I made $1 million.
Wow.
And that was just all God. That had nothing to do with nothing. Like, I had been grinding. I had been doing good. I had been doing straight. That was the year that it hit. And we just haven't looked back. It's like, this shit crazy.
Where did the $1 million come from? Book sales?
It came from movies.
Oh, from the movies?
Yeah, I never made $1 million selling books. I never made $1 million doing plays. It came from movies.
What was the $1 million breaker for your movie? Which movie was it?
First Lady 1.
Okay.
First Lady 1 is what, like, I had did True Law. I did Indictment. I did I Declare War. When I did I Declare War, that's how God worked. I still had the house. I gave it to a distribution company. That company took $2 million from me. Distributor took $2 million from me. We shut them down.
Now he's talking about me. Well, I met him in Michigan because he's from Detroit. When he came out with the movie First Lady with Jim Jones and Hoops, I said, who are you using to distribute? And he said, Indie Films Rights. And I said, okay. And he said he's making money with them. And I said, okay. And I called him up and I said, I would like to distribute a movie with you guys. And I said, this guy referred me to you. And they said, okay. It was a white lady and a white guy. They said, let me see your movie. Let me see what it's about. Da 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 da. And then she said to me, well, I think it's better off if you try to get your movie distributed on your own. We can't help you. And I said, I would like to get distributed maybe on Netflix and Vudu and other platforms at the time. And she's like, no. I said, you should try to do it yourself. Maybe go to Amazon, try to do Amazon. But your content and the movie, we're not looking to distribute it. So this is a rejection that I got, but he actually used them, and he had an unfavorable outcome with them because he states here that he lost a lot of money to them. Then he decided to take his movie to Tubi.
Like literally, me and my lawyer, the dopest lawyer ever, she shut their ass down. They took $2 million from me, took millions from other people, didn't pay. And I was depressed, bro. I did all that work. I wrote them 8 episodes. I put my name on the line for people, and literally they took $2 million. And people didn't even believe. I'm like, well, it's all in the LA Times. Just look. And that's when I found out that the movie game is worse than the dope game. It's the exact same shit. When you fuck with a bad distribution company, it's fucked up. And that was one of the things when we started Homestead. Like, I was with a good distribution company that I felt was good, but they wasn't good for me. They wasn't good for my culture. They was robbing my culture. They didn't give a fuck about me. When they was going to Cannes, they wasn't taking me and Moolah shit to Cannes. They was not taking First Lady. They wasn't taking Plug Love. Your 2 biggest movies on your platform, you not taking. You taking all the white movies. That's all the fuck you was taking. So when it came time, I remember me and T was talking. I'm like, bro, we need to do our own thing. We need to start our own distribution company. And T ended up doing his thing. I ended up doing my thing with Homestead. And I just, when I talked to my partners, I remember telling Sean, Rob, and Len, I'm like, look, what we need to do if we're going to do the distribution company, we need to be very transparent. We need to let people be able to come to this office and see their numbers instead of waiting 3 months to see their numbers. We need to be able to talk to them and treat them like they family. Don't let them think that they need us, but we are family. Mm. Those are my biggest 3 things when we started doing a distribution company. And literally, that is what I stood on. That's what my team stood on. My family, I look at my Homestead team as a family. That's what we stood on.
So do you think that that was like your sweet spot when you really started figuring it out?
I figured it out with First Lady.
Okay.
When I got the First Lady, I figured it out. I knew what America wanted. I looked at what Moolah was doing.
All right, so what he is referring to is that because when you go through an independent distribution, basically it's an aggregator, they have to try to distribute your film on a platform, one of the major platforms. They're going to pay you quarterly. He didn't like the company he was dealing with, so he severed ties with them and took his movie, I believe, off of Amazon, and he put it on Tubi. So all his movies are streaming on Tubi. This is the distribution platform that he vouches for and he uses mostly for his films. However, Tubi is not accessible in other countries outside of America. So if you're a filmmaker, yes, you can try to get your film on Tubi, but Tubi has a way of making money that is difficult for the filmmaker to make because it's all based on ads. How many ads are playing throughout your movie? If your movie is an hour and a half, is there ads playing every 5 to 10 minutes throughout your movie? And you cannot skip the ads. You have to watch the ads. That's how they make money. So the disadvantages of ad video on demand. The disadvantage is that you have limited revenue potential. It is ad-supported content. So every 5 to 10 to 15 minutes, you're going to see an ad that you cannot get rid of in the movie. You have limited control over the monetization. And you're dependent on advertising in order to make money from your movie. This is why a lot of filmmakers are desperate. And in America, they're desperate because they can't get on Amazon, they can't get on Netflix, they can't get on big platforms. And so they go straight to Tubi. Tubi is like a filmmaker's dream that can't get any distribution. But a lot of filmmakers that are on Tubi, they're not making no money. Tubi has typically, like I said, 4 to 6 minutes of ads per hour of viewing, appearing in breaks every 12 to 15 minutes. And these breaks consist of 3 to 5 ads ranging from 6 seconds to 90 seconds in length. It aims for a lighter ad load compared to a traditional television. Some people report seeing ads in the movie every 5 to 10 minutes during the whole entire movie. Others say that they only see the ad every 10 to 20 minutes. Like I said earlier, Tubi does not allow you to skip the ads like you do on YouTube. It does not allow you to do that. You have to deal with the ads. This is part of the cons when watching a movie with action or drama or thriller or documentary. And every so often minutes, you got an ad coming in there and you cannot get rid of the ad. Tubi is a free service. It's free. But the only way Tubi can make money is to make money off the advertising. So this is why many people are using Tubi, because they're desperate for distribution. Because Netflix is not easy to get on. Amazon's not easy to get on.
Hollywood is over. Tubi is going to surpass Netflix.
Okay.
Okay? Because it's the only vehicle where you can say, hey, Mom, I'm on TV. And everybody in your neighborhood watches you on Tubi.
Okay.
Pockets of that around America.
True.
And then they fuck around and send you a little fucking check. You're in the business now. They're telling me, first of all, I would change that shot. Tubi's going to be bigger than Netflix. Okay. Like, I'm going to release my special on Netflix, on Tubi.
Okay.
So, I already have films on it, old films, whatever that I've done. But Tubi, there is no Hollywood no more. These studios are fucking closing. They're imploding. There's no money in it. Netflix fucked that money off. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's no because we had the ancillary market. You had movies was in theaters 5 months.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Now it's like 2 weeks.
What?
And then it's on demand. Yeah.
Then it had on demand. Right? Going to all the hotels. You check in a hotel.
Yeah.
Still in theaters.
Yeah.
Centers.
Yeah, now you go to Amazon Video and it's still in theaters on demand.
It's in the theaters and it's there.
And it's there, yeah. Which one do you want to go to? You'll probably do it at home.
He definitely gonna do it at home. Hollywood is over.
So people are looking for a check, any check. They can't get on Netflix. They can't get on Amazon. If they can put their movie on Tubi, even with all the ads, even if they get a $300 check, it's better than nothing to them. That's why a lot of Black filmmakers in America are putting they're trying to do all they can to get their film on Tubi. All they can. Tubi has the apps that you can get on Sony devices, Vizio, LG TV, Samsung TVs, Hisense TVs, smart TVs, tablets. Yes, it's all there. But just like Tubi and all the big guys, Mzansiwood teamed up with H2N TV, you get the apps also on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, Xbox, PlayStation, Google TV Chromecast, Samsung Tizen, LG, Hisense. All of these apps are available and easily producible. So in closing, the benefits of using your own distribution or an alternative distribution platform to when you can't get on Netflix, you can't get on Showmax, you can't get on Amazon, you can't get on DSTV, is to put your content on a distribution platform that allows you to get paid through video on demand, transactional video on demand. They have to pay to watch, or subscription video on demand. They have to pay monthly to watch. This is all part of the benefits of over-the-top television. Most filmmakers that are in various countries like United Kingdom and Japan and Korea and China, Nigeria and India and South Africa, everybody's trying to get on Netflix. And Netflix is selectively choosing which content to take. This is the reason why you see dubbing in a lot of movies, because they're coming from Spain, they're coming from France, they speak French there, they're coming from Korea and China, Japan. So you gotta dub it. They're coming from India. So you're going to see dubbing of English and subtitles on these Netflix content, and they could be the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on Netflix. So this shows you that Netflix is capturing a wide global audience of filmmakers, but there's hundreds of thousands of filmmakers that are getting their films rejected from Netflix. So what do they have to do? What are they doing when they don't get on Netflix? They have mastered and learned videography, cinematography, photography, editing, AI tools, VFX, SFX, CGI, audio engineering. We have the skills and tools for all of this. We have access to quality 4K mirrorless cameras. We got full frame cameras. We got all the audio equipment. We got various platforms, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, with a lot of followers, but we're not making no money. We have ideas for creating short films, mini movies, full-length movies, documentaries, comedy, reality TV shows, but we can't make any money from these unless we have distribution. You can have an idea and a dream and a vision, a mood board and everything. You can even start to make the movie, but then where are you going to distribute it at? There's a good chance that they're going to deny you. And when they deny you and you spend all this money on the film, what do you do then? Go bankrupt? People you owe money to are not going to mess around with you no more because you owe them money. So this is the reason why we see Tyler and Burna Boy and WizKid, they're celebrities in their own right. celebrities in their own right. They keep making money because they have distribution. Remember, Tyler, Wizkid, Burna Boy, Rihanna, SZA, Nicki Minaj, Doja Cat, Beyonce, Kanye, Kendrick Lamar, Chris Brown, Drake, Rick Ross, they all have to go through distribution to get paid. No distribution, you're not getting paid anything. They already have a fan base. They already have millions of followers. That's already in the bag. Advertising marketing is already in the bag. All they need is to create content, music, films, whatever it is, and they need somebody to distribute with. So that you can see them on stage, you can see them on your phone, on YouTube, you can see them on your TV. Comedians all have to have distribution. Sports players, Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan, Serena Williams, they all have to have distribution. They can be as famous as they want to be. When you're not able to get distribution, you're media blacklisted, you're out of there. Boxers, Mayweather, Mike Tyson, Anthony Joshua, distribution is the key. Even with social media influencers, iShowSpeed, Aaron Ashton Hall, you got to have distribution. They can be as famous as they are with millions of followers, but they have learned how to turn those followers into millions of dollars without platforms that allow you to monetize. Remember, Ashton Hall is on TikTok in America. If you're a South African TikToker, you're not making money from your views on TikTok. I mean, what is he selling? Is he selling water? Is he selling sports gear? No, he has views. He has millions of views, and he gets paid that way. Same thing with iShowSpeed. What does iShowSpeed sell? Is he selling clothes? Is he selling a movie? Is he selling sneakers? Does he own a store? No, it's his views that is making him money. But African content creators can't make money like that on TikTok. Many people are blocked out of monetization as a content creator. We have to learn and understand that the gatekeepers are not allowing us to make the money that we should be making. People put all their eggs in one basket in YouTube. But are they making millions on YouTube? Is it consistent? The algorithms, the AI algorithms, the shadow banning, the random video takedowns, the random channel deletions, the random demonetization of your videos, notifications, the random made-up community guideline strikes. Why deal with this when you can make money easily? Even with the YouTube partner program, you got to have requirements. 100,000 subscribers, 4,000 valid public watch hours in the past 12 months. You have to apply to the YouTube partner program. You can get super chat, super stickers. You offer monthly subscriptions for exclusive content and perks to your most loyal fans. You got affiliate marketing. So they're trying to do all these things to try to get you hooked in there. But YouTube dictates the platform's policies, features, and even the placement of ads, limiting a creator's control over their membership experience. Content creators on YouTube, yes, they can attract new members, but this is very unpredictable. You can't create any of this type of content on YouTube and expect to make money, because YouTube has their preferred people that make millions of dollars on YouTube, like Mr. Beast, and they have people that are non-preferred because your content you have maybe is not interesting enough to where they feel like they should be promoting and paying you like they're paying Mr. Beast. And I'm gonna show you something else. This is something that I just figured out. The YouTube partnership, the YouTube channel partnership program is not available in certain countries. It's not in Botswana. It's in Nigeria, it's in Kenya, it's in South Africa, It's in Senegal. It's in Uganda. Why is it? But what about the other African countries? It's not there. Botswana is not on the list to be in the YouTube channel partnership program. That's not fair. There's 55 countries in Africa. Why do you see in sub-Saharan Africa only Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, Senegal, and Uganda? That's actually 5 countries. It's not fair. So the rules that they have for us, is it really gatekeeping? Because all these rules and these restrictions all equates to people not getting paid what they should be getting paid. On Mzansiwood H2M TV collaboration, I can, because I do it all the time. You can tailor the subscription price and rent and buy price so that it is fair when you're in other countries. Like I could change the rent and buy from the equivalent of $4 US into Botswana Pula. Meanwhile, you could say, okay, United Kingdom and America, they can pay $7 to rent to buy. In Africa, I can lower the price to see if I can get more engagement, because the lower the price, depending on the currency exchange rate, we know the dollar is stronger than the rand. We know the euro and the pound is stronger than the rand. So it makes more sense to charge more from Europe and America, and then charge less in certain African countries where their currency is devalued. It's less. So you can easily tailor it so that people in your country can afford to rent and buy it. You can't do that with Netflix and Amazon and Showmax and DSTV. You can't play with the numbers like that. You can't do that. And many streaming platforms that are available, like YouPick is a Botswana-based platform. You can get on there with or without a VPN, but then you'll see there's a lot of pros and cons when using other sort of new streaming platforms that don't have the complete technology and infrastructure and analytics that can support the type of interaction and content creation and filmmakers engagement with distribution like Netflix and Amazon can. But with Mzansiwood distribution and films and H2N TV, we already have that all covered. There's no glitches, there's no bugs, there's nobody clicking on the video and they're watching it for free. And you're like, wait a minute, I thought it was supposed to be for rent and it's for free, and 100,000 people have watched my movie for free. What happened? The glitch that you supposedly said is fixed is not fixed. They just saw my movie for free and I didn't get paid. So we have to be careful when we start free trials and we do certain things, and with some of these companies that offer streaming, and then you can offer VOD and SVOD, but a lot of times these companies, they don't have all the bugs and the fixes fixed. The infrastructure, the technology, the analytics is not all there. So it can lead to a bad experience for the user and also for the filmmaker and content creator when he's trying to distribute on particular platforms. With H2N TV, it is available worldwide. That means that in your country, your currency is going to show up. If you're in South Africa, it's going to say rands. If you're in America, it's going to say dollars. If you're in Europe, it's going to say euros. Or if you're United Kingdom, it's going to say pound. If you're in Nigeria, it's going to say naira. If you're in Ghana, it's going to say CD. So yes, so it's worldwide, no restrictions, it's unavailable in your territory, unavailable in your country. All the apps that the big guys have, Apple TV, iOS, Android TV, LG, Samsung Tizen, Roku, Amazon Fire apps, all that is there. You're not missing out on anything. And like I said, if you're in Europe, then or you're in Britain, it's going to show you British pound dollar amount or currency. So the solution is for us to have our own distribution streaming platform. Give filmmakers and content creators an alternative or plan B for when they struggle to achieve monetization because they cannot get their content on Netflix, Amazon, Showmax, DSTV, Mzansi Magic, when they are not successful making money on YouTube. YouTube is not really doing it for them. We can offer monetization to filmmakers and content creators through Mzansiwood Films and Distribution, through subscription video on demand, transactional video on demand, even advertising video on demand. Get paid for your subscribers, get paid for your content, increase distribution approval rates for filmmakers and content creators. People at the end of the day, they want to get paid. They want to get a check. They want to have a place where they can tell people, my content, my film is here. Not, I got rejected by all the major platforms and my film is just sitting on my hard drive. So this is what Mzansiwood Films Distribution, collaborating with H2NTV, is offering. Get paid for your advertising, get paid for your content, get paid for your subscribers, get your content seen worldwide. People worldwide can pay for your content in their currency, which is converted into one single currency. Incentivize the youth to get into the film and content creation industry. Pick up the camera, get on your computer, start making content, be creative, make films, make your own channel, get paid. Generate the capital to fund projects and to sustain yourself while you're living in your city, state, country. Create jobs for other people, because that's all a part of creating a film. You need a team. Incentivize the youth to now, because of we don't need to go to different countries and have a Hollywood set. We can use and learn artificial intelligence, meaning AI tools, to generate videos and images and films at a fraction of the cost it took Hollywood to do it back in the old days. We are now in an AI era, and you can generate a lot of Hollywood-looking movies if you have mastered AI tools. You can use AI tools and videos and images mixed in with real images, which is like a hybrid movie. We can tell our own stories, we can create our own narratives, we can control our own economic future. No more worrying about being broke. Problem solved. Mzansiwoodfilms.com. This is where everybody can share and go to. It doesn't matter if you're in Botswana, Namibia, Mozambique, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, Ghana, Ethiopia, Kenya. It doesn't matter. United States. If you are of African descent, from the African diaspora or on the continent of Africa, if you're a filmmaker, you just cannot successfully get past the distribution, you want to make money, then try the alternative. Mzansiwoodfilms.com. Distribute with us today. The emails you can email is info@mzansiwoodfilms.com or rbdfreestyle@yahoo.com. info@mzansiwoodfilms.com. And we have another email, rbdfreestyle@yahoo.com. Everybody needs to share this website and the emails. We also have phone numbers in South Africa and America. You can contact with us. It's up to you. It's for your life. It's your money. It's your content. Let's put it together and make some money. Thank you, guys.